Welcome to the Phoenix Theatre's production of Windy Gully by local playwright Wendy Richardson. This Sunday marks the 120th anniversary of the Mount Kembla Mine Disaster. We would like to acknowledge the Wadi peoples of the Dharawal Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we perform, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend these respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We acknowledge that the lands of Mount Kembla have a long cultural history for Aboriginal people, and these events are of one community on this land and reflect the society of the time. Please note that this performance contains suggested death, smoke, strobe effects, and is based on true events. We do ask that you turn off your phones and that there are no photos or videos taken of this performance. Thank you.
Lonely the wind sings, lonely are the wings, through fold of hill, then all is still in Windy Gully. Deep in the mountainside, 96 miners died. Loud were the cries, smoke fills the skies of Windy Gully, of Windy Gully. Rock of ages cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. Let the water and the land from thy riven side which flowed be of sin the double cure. Cleanse me from its might and power, while I draw this fleeting breath. When mine eyelids close in death, when I soar to worlds unknown, see thee on thy judgment throne. Rock of ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee.
We brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we will carry nothing out. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Man that is born of woman has but a short time to live, and is full of misery. He cometh up and is cut down like a flower. He fleeth as it were a shadow, and never continueth in one stay. In the midst of life we are in death. Of whom may we seek for succor but thee, O Lord? Forasmuch as it has pleased Almighty God in his grace and mercy to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother Andrew Robert Markwell, here departed, we therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust, in the sure and certain hope of the resurrection. From henceforth, blessed are those that die in the Lord, for they rest from their labors. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us always. Amen.
Amen.
Hard times, Mrs. Markwell, hard times. Pray God will not see the like of them again. I'll call by early next week. They're collecting in all the churches, you know, Sydney too. I'm visiting the cottages of the single men out on the pit road tonight. Not all of the congregation, mind, but I'm going to make sure that I see everybody in Kembla Mine. Henry, you look after your mother. Those miners digging that large grave over there will wait until you have left. I lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my strength.
I don't know what to say. I'll send my house up to your place with some sweet cake and brawn. Something to cut into.
Thanks, Lou.
She'll say it in my little ones. One of the best, your own. Salt of the earth. Many's the time he's done a good turn for anyone else. You're not alone in this house. I'm stick to dad.
Oh no. That's Kembla for you, eh? That's why Auntie's buried here in Windy Gully. Not down in the village. Up here by the round mountain. Eh, remember when we'd all be walking from over the Cordo? The wind would howl down the gully, send us all forward, doubled over. Auntie would laugh and yell, who let the slip rail down? Hey, I'm not dead.
There's no one to weep for those poor lads they'll bury over there in that great pit. All in together without a soul of their own to mark their name or time. No one to care.
I'll care. While I'm alive, I'll care. When I'm gone, someone will remember. They have to.
You don't even want to tell.
Well, Henry, if there's anything I can do, anything your mother needs, you know you only have to ask. The boys and I will be there too. The boys and I are actually working on something up at the Working Men's Club at Windy Gully. We've made a long time ago, Dad and I. Took me on the call, you know. Go a long day's month on that.
Thanks, Vic.
Your mother's a proud one. She'll maybe not ask, there's 6 of you.
There was 2 men came Friday with the money from the relief fund Dad had paid into that the company collected. £12 they gave me for Dad.
12 quid. To Auntie Markwell, 12 quid.
The men, they told her 8 shillings a week she'd get for the rest of her life, and 2 and 6 for the kids under 14.
8 12 a week, eh? Well, I'll tell you what, Henry. You're just creeping me out. When they post up the next tabel, I'll put your name to go in the drawer with one. I'll take you on, mate. You'll be on the clock. I won't ever forget what happened here. They'll throw those poor coots in their great pit 48 foot long and think they'll bury their mistakes. With never so much as 2 stone to mark the place, nor any name. They can't fill in Windy Gully nor tear down the round mountain. When the miners lift their eyes up into those hills, they'll remember. Listen, Mark, I was just asking Henry here is the name fixed.
That's kind of you, Vic. Well, for the present, I'm right. You might say. Everyone's been good. Along with the rest of it, we'll remember that.
12 quid and 8 poverty. Up at the Working Men's Club at Windy Gully, we put on a benefit. Friday night, the week after the explosion, for the widows. Good roll up. That's Kevin for you. Everyone pitches there. We had folks playing guitar, the municipal saw, recitations, and a fiddler. And a strange sort of coot turned up from over the corner by the name of John Ferryman, bit of a singer. Call out your names and requests, he said. Here's my money for the Piper of Dundee for the Marot brothers.
Secret glory is the pride of the brave. Quick, Brennan.
For the 4 Indian lads, forget not the field!
Andy Laurie for Andy Markwell.
Here's mine for Tommy Hughes. Sing it! See him toil up the incline in the wind and the rain. He's been home for an evening, now he's back down again. Hey, fellas! To dig coal for the company in the darkness to slave for a poverty wage and a surely grave. See him crawl through the tunnel where there's a room to stand with his coffee bottle and babies picking his hand. And there's death like a shadow follows close by his side, though there's some who deny this in their money and their pride. Drinks around the
School's out soon. They'll be home any minute wanting their piece of bread and jam. Henry will have knocked off too from the pit. Doesn't seem like any time since he'd been bounding home from school wanting to go shooting or some such with Ben. Never could stand school. He just couldn't wait to grow up.
Make the dinner.
Tell me where to go, tell me where I'll find you. Tell me what we have, tell me what will find you.
I'll be old and I'll be married and my man he'll be a wheeler. I'll be soaking up the trumpets in the stone to make the dinner.
Inty tinty jabbery babbery ain't for over and over again.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, miss.
Capital F for Friday, capital D for December, full stop after 1900. Will the ink monitors see that the ink wells are filled to the correct level for the nib? Book monitors will go to the press and get the seniors' composition books. Juniors will go on with the task on the blackboard. Need I remind juniors that left-handed people will use their right hands. Seniors who need no reminding. Remember, we do not use and but, and then. We do not slouch. Our feet are flat on the floor. Everybody hold up your pen. Show me the correct grip. Feet at point and rest lightly on the top of the pen. I am walking round looking for straight backs and flat feet. We do not write with our noses. Henry Markwell, you can bring out last week's composition and read it to the class.
When I grow up. When I grow up, then I will be 14. Then I will go to the pit. And after that, I will be like my brother Ben and grease the roller for the endless rope. But then he was Clipper, and he might get to wheeling. Then after that, he might get taken on the coal. But my father is on the coal, and he says there is time enough for the coal. And that is what I will do when I grow up.
Put up your hand if you can tell me what was wrong with that. Well, I will tell those of you with your hands down. And but, and then. That is what was wrong. Now we shall hear from one of our senior students who tries very hard.
A picnic by the river. Happily we packed our basket. Merrily we travelled along the track. Carefully we set our basket down by the rippling stream. Hungrily we ate a delicious repast. Reluctantly we gathered up our leftovers and set our feet homewards.
Some students are trying. They do not use and but, and then. I did not say close your books. Close your books. Stand quietly. Remember, school fees must be brought in on Monday. Good afternoon, boys and girls.
Good afternoon, miss.
I'll see you up in class.
Oh, my brother's gone after carrots. Want to come? Might shoot some bowerbirds too.
I dare you to jump off the railway bridge into the waterfall.
See ya! Heading us home!
See ya, Wendy Watercree.
For Marty, Harry, Laurie, and Lady Doody.
He was always noisier on Pay Friday. See, there was no work on the Saturday, so Pay Friday, well, that was something to look forward to.
Annie, where are you, huh?
Well, where would I be but making dumplings to silence you? He bide your time, Andy Markwell.
Shepherd's pie. Smells good. You smell good too. Sort of like a flower. Self-raising flower.
Set to be a wheeler soon, Mum.
Oh, Ben, you can have Henry for your bird shoot. His heart's set on it. Now, Jimmy's too young to go shooting, and don't think I don't know he's already had several tries. Plenty of time for that when he turns 8. Before everyone disappears, there's a heap to be done. You can start with laying in the kindling, there's buttercup to be milked, and one of you needs to do the eggs for Jimmy. That Rhode Island red scared him witless yesterday, he dropped half the eggs. I'm glad when your father chops its head off.
Smells good. Shepherd's pie. You making cold syrup dumplings or jam roly-poly?
Oh, love the grandma turnover.
Andy, you like the turnover?
Turnover?
Grandma turnover, I put one in your crib. Well, did you like it? You ate it? You didn't eat it.
Well, Jack gave me a piece of his wife's currant tart. This thin pastry, lots of currants. Good.
Well, what did Jack think of the turnover? Don't tell me Jack didn't eat it either.
Well, he had an extra piece of currant
Well,
tart.
who did eat it then?
We gave it to the wheeler's horse.
Currant tart, lots of currants. Bet Jack's wife hasn't an oven where all the ant bed's falling away on one side for want of fixing.
You liked it, Annie, the wheeler's horse. It perked him up no end, it did. Right, I'll go and chop some wood.
Oh, just look at you.
They was in the creek, Mum. Essie went in with her shoes on. I never.
Get in and leave your shoes to be blacked out. Essie, get little Andy up for me. Take him down the creek with you when you get the water.
Yes, Mum. Mum, can I have me a piece?
You can have your piece when you change.
Oh, where is it?
It's on the tin dish, end of the kitchen table under the throw-over.
Mum! Is that the jam I don't like?
No, it's not tomato jam. It's melon and lemon.
Well, I hate that too!
Oh, Henry, put that back till you're ready to go. You'll have Jimmy shooting his foot off next. Now I need you to go with Essie and gather some water from the creek. And then I'll get you to get some more coal from the incline. Well, don't just stand there gawking, move.
Oh, come on, Essie. I want to get shooting. Don't take all day. Oh, little Andy's got out the front. Bring my bucket, Essie.
Wait for me!
Essie, see that little Andy doesn't fall in the creek. Oh, Rose, one piece is enough. Go put the school clothes on to sew. Rose, you're going to spoil your dinner. Rose, answer me, Rose.
Yeah, Mum?
Shepherd's pie, eh?
Mum! Jimmy's pocket full of Jackie lizard eggs!
Rose, don't soak those eggs.
Yes, Mum?
Ah, feels good, Annie. It's hell in that 4-foot tunnel. If I can't draw better in the next couple, my back's going to play up no end. Yeah. Remember that? It was a close one. I can still hear them over me. He's gone. Andy Markwell's gone for sure this time. No faces, mind you. Just voices floating. My legs sticking out. My mates going for all they were worth on that wheeled stretcher down Cordo Road. The horse ambulance coming in from town to meet him. Dr. Lee on that big grey of his. Grey suit, grey top hat. He did call out at miners for years, he has. Can patch him up in his sleep. Not that you're not a dab hand at patching me up, Hannah.
I'll put a bit of Fornax on that later. That day, I thought I'd die. We're under all that black and the blood. I've never seen so much blood. It's all mixed in with the coal.
There's a dance in me yet, Annie girl.
Oh, is there now? Maybe we should take ourselves over to Philby's then.
Oh, no, just the two of us. Walk, just walk to Lover's Rock. We could do with a walk. Just the two of us, eh?
Yeah, I'll get tea over early.
We didn't drown him, Mum.
Essie, go give Rose a hand with the silver things, and Henry, take some more hot water to your father in the shed.
Oh, me and Jimmy's off to the goal. Then can we go, Mum? Can we?
I won't have Ginny shooting.
Come on, Dan.
Mum! There's a dead lizard in Jimmy's pocket!
Well, don't stoke that either. Now you two remember, no shooting for Jimmy.
Alright, if he shows up, he can pick him up when we shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Tea's on early.
if he starts the ball, we'll leave him behind.
Oh, stop. Oh, that's better. Now you smell like a flower.
Yeah, California poppy. Oh, let's see how this oven and see what we'll do. Oh, Annie, hold your apron out.
When you are married, you must be
Rose, you and Essie see to those dishes. Then I'll bank the fire and, Henry, can you bring us some more wood from outside?
Oh, it's too dark.
Oh, it's not all that dark yet.
Dr. Fine and Carrie is here.
Nobody touches the icing on those cakes. They are for the Sunday school picnic. You can all lick the bowls. Rose, you see to it.
All right, you lot. Ed's in charge until I get back. If there's any trouble, I want to know the reason why. Mother and I have some things to talk over.
But Dad, what about me billy cart?
Oh, we'll fix the billy cart first thing. Just settle down, come on.
Yes, Dad.
We should do a loop past the lane and see if we can catch up to Vic and young Elsa on their way to Philby's.
You all mind then?
Yes, Mum. All right, we all get the things done, and then
All in together this fine weather.
ghost story.
No. Mum's stories.
We'll see.
Andy, Miss Markwell. Doing all right, Anna?
Lucky, Mother nearly said no.
Her mother's again the drinking like you can't imagine.
Oh, she's got good reason, Vic.
Bad enough for any decent woman to be waiting for a man to come up out of the coal pit, without also waiting for him to come out of a den of iniquity, her mother says. You know those texts? Well, she's got them everywhere. Over the mantle, on the piano. When drink comes in the door, good sense flies out the window.
Just never mind the way he carries on. There's no harm in him.
And lips that touch liquor will never touch mine.
Well, mate, plenty of women paint those down around.
Andy, mate, hers are embroidered.
Yeah, your mother's a good woman, Elsie. She's got her reasons.
We've got to keep on going in a group. Her mother.
Yes, well, hooroo. We'll see you tomorrow. There's a Sunday school picnic.
Got to have her back by midnight. Her mother thinks she'll turn into a pumpkin.
Well, you enjoy yourself, Elsie, and well, you watch yourself.
Takes you back, doesn't it? What would you like? Starting over.
No, there was no going back.
Saw a blower in the pit today. Oh, I mean, there's always been blowers, but this was a big one. It kind of scared me. We shifted the bladder and burn out the gas, but it makes you think.
I suppose it doesn't do to think too much. It does look like a fine day for the Sunday school picnic.
Through storytelling, the myths and legends of the village were passed from generation to generation.
Right, you all under the iron down?
Mom!
Mum's not here, stupid.
Well, Essie has a ringtail possum in her pocket!
You better watch it, Essie. If it whittles in Mum's bed, you'll cop it.
Stop pushing, will you? There's too many kids in this bed.
I'm going to listen. Well,
Henry, tell the one about Mum and the scabs.
The incline, the endless road, the pit ponies, the black legs of the scabs, the tales of legendary singers, hewers, and pugilists. The characters come from all over the Cordo, down past the Batches, the Pub, over the Round Mountain and Windy Gully itself. Locals rise to heroes, outsiders the villains. The best stories were those of the Troubles in 1890.
well, there were these scabs, see? Or they were going to be scabs. You all know what a scab is.
When a scab walks down the street, men turn their back, and the angels weep in heaven, and the devil shuts the gates of hell to keep him out!
Yeah! Well, they got him from Sydney and brought him up by train. And then when they arrived, the men were there, Dad and his mates. And they tried to get him to give in and go back.
You in the train, listen to me.
Who's that? Oh, that was some big old coot.
We're miners, and we know why you're here. You've come to scab. Don't turn around. Our kids are down to eating blackberries and chook bread. Did you hear that? Blackberries and chook bread. Kids, we're still trying to hold out. Turn around and go back.
Get away from that train. Get off now and go home.
You listen to me. Don't do it.
Get out,
I don't like
scabs!
this. Shut up, you idiot now.
Oh, is that you, Markwell? Are you a troublemaker? I'm staying. Quid's a quid.
Call yourselves men. You'll be taking the bread out of kids' mouths.
I want you, Markwell. You and your rabble. I'm out of this dirty business. I'm out of it in good minutes. I ain't taking food out of here. Get out of my way. I ain't working for you. You can't shoot me. Seriously, man. Come on. Hey, I had a drink since I left Sydney, mate. I haven't got any money. No, you're not paying me. Be sorry for this, Markwell, and let's see if you want it.
As for the rest of you, skunk, you take your chance. I would have been in your shoes for all the tea in China.
Yeah. You see, Dad was real strong and tough. Not afraid of anything in the world, Mum says. Richie was the one fought in the cause, but they got rid of him on account of the union. And then, when it got real quiet and ever so dark,
There's only one guard left. He's up the other end. Even if he sees us, he's not going to shoot us. All that's left in the carriage are the strike relics.
I don't like the look of those guns.
Listen, Lil, you go talk to them, and we're going to build a bit of a fire on this end. If you can't be talked out, we're going to smoke them out.
You men in there, call yourselves men. Go back to where you came from. This isn't your fight. The men told you, now we're telling you. Get out and get going while there's still time.
Back off, madam. I'm warning you.
they went in all directions, Mum said. Some of them haven't stopped running since. Then next they had to lock them up near the old stables at the pit top and put lots more guns around. Well, one of them sneaked out because he couldn't last out without a drink. But the women were there and they were waiting for him at the foot of the incline.
So you sneak out to the pub, you try to give you all the time. You're undoing it always with scary.
They tarred and feathered him. Killed him with scamming it did. Probably killed him with the drink too. But that was nothing to the time in October 1890. That was when Inspector Ryland came up with 100 police, all armed with batons and revolvers. They was bringing up 70 scabs. And Major Barnes was there with 160 soldiers. There were 3 machine guns. They had carbines and bayonets and swords, and every man carried 40 rounds. Well, the men wanted to attack, but they'd have just shot them. So the women marched on the line, Mum up front, and there was Dr. Robertson and the the police and the soldiers afraid to shoot the women?
We want to speak to the men you've got in there, Dr. Robertson.
You women are trespassing. This is company land. You've got no business here.
Oh, it's business, all right, Dr. Robertson. It's the non-union labour who are our business.
Scabs.
We want to speak to the non-union men.
The 70 scabs you're guarding with your machine gun.
I'm warning you, madam. You and your kind are a disgrace to yourselves. Go back to your respective homes. That's where you belong.
I'd like to tell those scabs you've got in there what you've done to our men.
Yes.
They've impounded our men's wages.
Thieves.
They're 2 weeks owing to them.
No.
The manager threatened to send any man down the hill, just for joining the union. They tried to remove our union ballot box and threatened to work the pit with non-union labour.
Remember Bullite, the 6-month strike?
Yeah.
They broke the union then, but they won't do it this time. You can't do any more to my man. You can only kill a man once!
We're mothers just trying to feed our kids. Haven't you got a mother?
His kind don't have mothers.
Hey!
Sorry to have a mother like you.
Yeah!
Now, all you good ladies, listen to reason. You all go back and I'll speak to you two up front. Look, ladies, I like the old hands back. They're good workers. I'll just give up these union ideas. I'll tell you what I'll do.
No, you can't trust this man.
The broker promises.
As for you lot, you're more trouble than you were. Not one of you seems to know one end of the shovel from the other. I had to dig myself to keep production above the laughable level. Mr. Vickery himself has come up. And I can tell you that Mr. Vickery is far from pleased. Far from pleased. I'd like to get my hands on the nuggets who stoned Mr. Vickery.
Far from pleased. Mr. Vickery is far from pleased.
Well,
Mr. Ebenezer Bloody Vickery might be even less pleased if you knew what I thought of his bloody pit.
Henry! Oh, tell the one about the wooden horse of Troy, how they got the 40 from the free labour exchange, and they had to get them through the guards, and 30 of them were union boys.
That's another time.
I told you that'd be alright. Ben's got away with him, yes?
Oh, look at the state of that bed, though. I bet Henry's been telling his stories again. I just hope they haven't picked at the icing on those cakes.
The annual Sunday school picnic was the biggest event of the year. Windy Gully was chosen as the site this year, and the morning was as clear as crystal.
Henry! Go and get some water.
Over your head, Henry.
Old Tom and I will go and get some firewood.
I've got pickle on some of these ham sandwiches, Hannah. And mustard on the rest.
Lovely.
Glad we got this bit of shade.
Oh, yeah, there should be shade for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll keep all the sandwiches and cakes wrapped for now. Elsie, did you put a bit of carb soda in the milk?
Well, did you? Yes, I
Nothing lasts in this heat. Look at these cakes, though. What is this? Seed pound cake? Currant tarts.
We'll need water for the tea.
Oh, Henry!
Yes, Dad.
Where's that water?
Coming, Dad.
Emily, fingers out of the icing.
These egg sandwiches are bringing the blowies.
I should have brought more mint, Elsie.
Now, I'm just about to get these age races started. Old Tom will keep an eye on things for me. Now just keep the little ones out of the fire. Some bright little firebugs we had last year.
Maybe just tell Essie to keep an eye on Jimmy. Don't want him running off into some dam or other, and tell him to watch what he puts in his mouth.
There's everything lying around here.
Should have told him to be careful of boiled lollies. Never forget that little Bessie Wood with the long boiled lolly stuck in her neck.
Turn black, everyone run and organise it to get it to the doctor.
And then up it came just in the nick of time. Boiled lollies.
Wouldn't be a picnic without them.
Okay, now all over here for the age races.
Yeah!
Alright, now we'll start with the little ones. 1894. Anyone born 1894 or Who knows when they were born? Oh, no, don't cry. Don't cry. I tell you what, you're one of the little ones. Who here is 6?
How many brothers 4?
Mine's 5.
Mine's 7.
I've got an audience of 102. My dad's a carpenter.
Oh, okay, well, all right. You, all of you, line up over here. Now, it's 1, 2, 3, the finish. This way. That's it. And a bit of a smile. Okay. On your marks. Get set. Go! Hey, you two are winners, all right.
Mother's beckoning the window. She's not going to be pleased with you coming, Mother.
She's alright, Andy, mate. Coming on now.
When the live billy goat race was included in the program, excitement reached a fever pitch. There was money at stake. It had been raised to attract competition.
Who's he?
Is that ringing come over from Coral?
Oh, blooming ringing. Should only be local. Yeah.
Now it's going clockwise around that tree. All right, now hold it back. On your marks. Get set. Go! Because that don't beat all.
Should have been a local. Always only been over the locals. I don't know. Money should have stayed here in the village. Seems wrong somehow these outsiders coming in.
You see how he stuffed it in his pocket? Never a brass residue to anyone in these parts.
Always been straight ahead and locals only. I don't hold with outsiders. I'll give that Andy Michael a piece of my mind, see if I don't. Leave things be, I say. Oh well. No one listens to me. It's like old Uncle Lone always said, nothing lasts.
Oh, listen to me, my baby asleep. Oh, listen to me, my baby so dear. Don't dream of the pit, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream of the pit, it's a lifetime of fear.
Come on, Hattie, come to bed. What are you still doing?
They'll carry your daddy all broken and bleeding. They'll carry your daddy and bury him near. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of fear.
How much longer are you going to be? How about wait till morning? Come on, I want my back rubbed. What are you shushing?
Trying to get little Andy to settle so he'll sleep through. It's been a bit too much for him, just a bit too much sun. I'll be there soon, Andy.
Okay. You get him away then and then come. My back feels like it's got 6 foot of coal palm.
I'll be there soon.
They'll carry your brother all burned and all blackened. They'll carry your brother and wash him with tears. Don't dream, it's a lifetime of sorrow. Don't dream, it's a lifetime
Surely it is not too much to ask to have my teammate correct. This is too strong. Take it away.
So,
I will have what I want in my own home.
Ah, tea. My one indulgence. The road to ruin and poverty littered with those with immoderate cravings.
But that cannot be said of Ebenezer Victory.
Strong will, hard work, and a merciful providence. These are the ingredients for success in a competitive world of business. Providence smiled on the company from the beginning. The longest jetty on the south coast, the least vulnerable, protected from the winds of change. Nothing could stop us. Won our case in the Supreme Court to lay tracks through farmers' land up to the mine itself. Mount Kembla, the highest peak on the escarpment. Fitting. Individual effort is the way to rise in this world. At last I have what I want. The mineral wealth of the company is vast. I predict a dividend greater than 15%, and I estimated 67 million tons of coal in 6 seams. The company invested on my assessment.
I'd be lucky to get 7 shillings a day. Some get more. Less than 8 a day.
Those poor crooks they brought out from Scotland promised them 12 to 14 shillings a day that I feel for.
Oh, it's never ending, this washing.
Yeah. And you with all your little ones. I don't know how you manage to feed them all, let alone keep clothes on their backs. Yeah, I'll be some of yours.
Mr. Ebenezer Vickery, speaking against the bill.
I will oppose any coal mine regulation bill. I warn you that any changes to the 1876 Act will be ruinously expensive. I will oppose the 8-hour day provision. It would interfere with a man's civil liberty to tell him that he can only work an 8-hour day. I will oppose the raising of the age for boys to work in the pit to 13. It is better for boys of 12 to be successfully employed than to be running wild. There is no class of man so well looked after than the coal miner. I warn you that any ruinously expensive provision will react disastrously for the coal miner. The coal miner's best interest is bound up with the best interest of the coal owner, whose capital is the civilized state's best bulwark against the barbarianism of aboriginals. If I don't get the dividend that I want, I will close down every pit. Don't quote Ferndale or Bulleye to me. I will fight any intervention, whether it be union or state. Why the state would want to intervene in matters of safety is incomprehensible to me. Do you think owners want their mines to explode?
We can't draw a better place than this 4-foot tunnel in the next couple. I'm going to straighten my back again. Let's hit the evening after dark. When the black-leg miner creeps to work, with his moleskin pants and dirty shirt, there goes the black-leg miner. They grab his nuts and his kick as well. They play him down the killer bell. Down you go and fare ye well, you dirty black-leg miner.
Oh, I'd like a penny for every one of those I've brought up from the creek. Oh, with our 6, big tank would be such a godsend.
What's it like, being married to a miner?
I'm not complaining about not having the big tank. We make do, we get by.
That's not really what I'm asking. It's not just the struggles to make ends meet, it's the pit. There's terrible things happening.
You just can't worry about what might happen. You just keep living.
Mother's against my keeping company with Big Dog. It's not just the drink, it's the pit. Never got over father. Can't hear the accident whistle yet without getting into a terrible state. Every time a cab was posted, she wants to know who drew near to where father was killed. She doesn't want that kind of worry for me.
Else, all I know is that I would not trade places with another woman living. Sure, we've had our share of accidents and strikes, lockouts, scratching from week to week to make do, even in good times, but I mean, I'd sooner my Andy than some official whose face would crack if he tried to smile. Now, your Vic, he's got a rare laugh, and he knows how to enjoy life. Your mum's had a fair share of trouble, but you can't let it bury you, Elsie. When Vic could make out, he'd give you the shirt off his back, he would.
So strong. You make it sound so easy. Mother's really not the big up me.
Come on. Andy will be wanting to clean up for the big finals at the pub tonight. More mud spattered trousers, more washing, more water to fetch. Some days that big tank does sound marvellous. Notice that the gin capital should go up today. We'll see what the draw brings, eh? Could make all the difference. It's a chancy thing, life.
Can't see around corners.
Come on. See you later, Else.
Hi, Miss Marvel.
Barkwell was the best we had over the heights, Cordo, Round Mountain, and Windy Gully. Old Kembla itself at Coits. He could throw ringers.
Let's go, guys. All right, Andy leads 20 to 19, and it's only 21 up. And there are those that throw.
Nah, you missed. Dead accurate was Andy Markwell. He could win on this shot. Come on, Andy!
Let's go.
Come on! This outsider they brought up from the coast had quite the reputation.
They say he's cleaned up his cold with the South Nara.
Oh.
That's the match. 21 to 20 for that horrible galah.
Gotta give it to you, Markwell. Getting a better up mind than all the rest.
Win some, you lose some, I suppose.
Nine feels?
No hard feelings.
I never thought I'd see a man bet you in courts, Andy.
Well, don't see me on much for a winning streak. Let's hope the Duke Cavill turns up something better.
Anyway, it's this next year. You'll get in the final like a return match. There's always next year.
Yeah, next year. Cripes! Look at these pants. Life won't be worth living, especially since I didn't win.
Andy, about tonight. Fixing next year.
Yeah, next year.
Good for the pub trade, iron points. June Cavill now. Every quarter is like a lottery. Not too many winners though. Chances were you could capital straight back in to where you were. Now, get the 5'6" tunnel, that made all the difference. You were paid by the skip. Terrible struggle in those low places to get the same amount of coal.
Quits.
You, Hannah.
Oh, hi, Lil. How are you?
I don't know if I'm Martha or Martha. Do you have any of those belladonna plasters? I've been sitting up with that old Mrs. Martin. She's got an abscess.
Top of the medicine cabinet.
They're very good for the breasts.
Lil.
Happy end. So, how'd Andy draw?
He's still in one of the worst spots. Some are lucky, I guess.
Some.
Mud. He didn't even win. Still. He and Vic make a good team. I'll make the best of it, but it's a worry.
That Victor's a worry. I can't see him and Miles making the best of it. Too fond of the pub and the club for my liking.
Look, I know he's a bit wild, but just give him
I'll
a
give him
chance.
an inch and he'll take a mile. You mark what I say. Elsie's a flippity gibbet. He's turned her head and her only 17.
Oh, and how old were you, Lil?
Times were different then.
Lil, just don't be too hard on him.
You've always got a good word to say about everyone, huh? For me, I speak my mind. Nobody listens.
Bye, Lil. Henry, come give me a hand with this, will you? There's it.
I could do you such a portrait, sir, madam. Never mind your tin walls or your dirt floor. I've got just the backdrop. Ancient Greek, English country garden, Romanesque. Single photos, head, shoulders, sitting, standing, couples. Mother seated, father standing, door to door. That's me.
Yes?
Good evening, madam. Am I having the pleasure of speaking to the lady of the house? Well, is the head of the house in? If so, I have an offer to make, an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Who knows when I'll be through these parts again? Today, madam, a family portrait 12 inches by 8. Maple olive frame, velvet mount, old gold burgundy or olive green, £1, 1 shilling and 6 pence.
Andy?
Good evening, sir. As I was just explaining to your good lady wife, today, family portrait 12 inches by 8, maple olive frame, velvet mount, old gold, burgundy.
Do you want my hand?
Yes.
Okay. Just set up that contraption of yours and, yes, and never mind those backdrops. We'll have it in front of our house, in front of the person tree.
Aha, no backdrops. Quite some intrigue. What a wise choice. I will need a chair of some sort.
Ben, how did you fetch your father's good jacket? Essie, where are your shoes? I left them down in the creek. Essie, go get my good lace collar from the dresser drawer.
They are study wrong end. Modern science, eh? Camera.
Henry, then you'll be up with that with father.
There's the lovely family. Madam, if I may be so bold. Now, still as a grave.
Cover those feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's over! Ha! I'll be back in a few short weeks with a lovely portrait.
Well, back to Hilly Spuds, I suppose. At least won't eat you when the grocer comes. Just don't forget the currants, eh?
You might put that one over the mantle.
Oh, grocer.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I'm needing to stock up on a lot of things to feed this hungry horde. What have you got?
Well, Mum, we've got arrowroot, apple rings, aniseed ammonia, baked beans, lima beans, baking soda biscuits, cornflour, curry powder, cocoa, currants, caraway candles, cloves and dates, and desiccated coconuts. Pickled essences, head eggs and fruit mints, flour, plain and self-raising, for polishing wax and figs, granola groats and gherkins, crystallizing powdered ginger, horseradish, hot beer, and hundreds and thousands, icing sugar, isinglass, jelly, crystals, chocolate tables, plum jam, melon jam, things to clean the kitchen, lemonade, lime juice, Lysol, and liniment, macaroni, margarine, molasses, and mixed biscuits, nutmeg, olive oil, onion salted oatmeal, pepper pickles, peaches, prunes, pasta, pimento, quince jam, relishes, rolled oats, and groundchucks, brown sugar, white sugar, golden syrup, starch, and sago, tapioca, tea, treacle, and tooth powder. Condiments are usual, imported from the east. Vinegar, vanilla, white wax, wine drops, double X, eucalyptus, and yeast for bread. Zero on your fireplace, like this on that chalk. Place your order, Mum, we'll deliver to your door.
Have you sugar brown, 6 of white, half a pound of tea, Uncle Toby's oats, Robinson's grocer's lime syrup, prunes, and 2 pounds of currants.
13 shillings and 6 pence. Then kindly end your day.
Hey go! Hey go! Oh, what did I pay today, Mrs. Markwell? The usual tin one? Married? Single?
Married. Oh, actually, I'll grab a single as well. Right, fix up payday.
Rightio. Good morning, Mrs.
But son,
Oh.
Oh, Lil! How are you?
it's groats I come for, Hannah. For gruel. Old Mrs. Martin's family.
Come on in.
Butcher! Butcher! Butcher!
That lamb's fry you brought last week wasn't the best.
Ah, try. Try. Corned tongue.
Tongues on the nose.
I'll get a bit of corned brisket for the weekend. Daddy likes corned brisket.
Hooroo. See you on Thursday.
Thursday it is.
If I say you are out, you are out.
Be quiet, will you? The monkey's on the warpath!
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Come in, ready or not.
Oh, good morning, missus. Nice things. Needles, beads, trinkets, camphor, combs, embroidery, fancy silks, nice ribbons, double satin.
Do need to retrim my good hat.
Ah. View? Very nice.
Yeah, I'll take this piece of ale.
2 shillings and 3 pence. Thank you, missus. Bless you.
Mom! Henry's breaking out game!
Telltale tattletale, if you tell your tongue split.
I'll stop that to you here. I'll give you something to go on with. Where are you going with that hat?
Never you mind.
It was Saturday, July 26th. There was a soccer match in town. It was the match to decide who would be in the semis. We played the following Saturday, August 2nd, 1902. Kembla had made quite the name for themselves. All that climbing up the incline had toughened up. Quite a large crowd had gathered. The day was clear and the band played.
There's Harry bed there.
Here we go, please.
Great band, honey. Takes you back. Well, Ozzy, you all set to cheer Vic on? Half time. This Kembla team can go places.
Yes, most likely.
I never thought I'd see the day we'd make the semis.
Guys, not over until the final whistle.
Oh, it's on again!
Margot flag flying?
Come on, Elsie. Men, no control. I know.
Then on one faithful moment in the month of July, the spark was ignited and the mountain replied. See the death and destruction, all the burnt and the blind were exposed at the pit top and could not be denied. See the wives and the mothers as they stumble and run, for the fear they are searching for a husband or son.
You got them all settled down, Henry? Come out. Come over here. Come on.
Soccer socks. Henry must have a rough patch in his boots. I'll get you to have a look at that for me, Andy, before next Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so excited about the semis. Remember when you used to play? And there I'd be wanting to shout my head off, my mother telling me, don't make an exhibition of yourself.
Yeah.
Not quiet tonight. What's up?
Oh, don't know. Just tired, I suppose.
Something's the matter, I know you. Hey, good night's sleep's what you need. Make us some cocoa later.
Did I wake you up last night? Was I screaming out? I've been dreaming a lot lately.
It's the pit, isn't it?
Yeah. The pit. What would it have been like, to have done something else?
Maybe there wasn't anything else.
I'd like to think that little Andy might do something else. Me, I was always going to run away to sea. I would have drowned though. Can't swim.
Get away with ya. Did you get a surprise when you opened your crib tin today?
Yeah, lots of currants. It's a cow of a place where Vic and I have travelled this time. It's worse than before. I ran into Dungy today. You know, I wouldn't be a deputy for quids. Vic and I, we just fill up our skips and tally up, finished. There's no way he can get around and do what they give him to do. He's spread too thin and he knows it.
That Victor. A little earlier today. She's still got it in for him, but I don't know. I think she might be coming around.
Well, don't tell her about the bets he's taking on the semis.
Oh, I can just hear her now. I don't hold with gambling any more than I hold with drinking. They go together. No, she was coming from the Hunts, bursting to tell me about Mrs. Hunt's dream. See, let me see if I've got it right. She dreamt that there was this bridge, and it was rocking, and then a finger pointed down, and a voice said, "You are not to let him go into the mine. You know he hates it." It was a warning to her not to let her son go in. She was quite upset, Lil said. Lil's a great one for dreams, but me, I don't know. Anyway, Andy, you dream enough for both of us. What was it the other night?
Well, there wasn't any rocking bridge or pointing finger. There's a new bloke at work. His name's Mickey Brennan. Yeah, Wheeler. Done a bit of jockeying in town. He can certainly handle horses. I don't know how long he'll handle the pit though. Shame. The bloke seemed to like him. Spins a good yarn. Vic speaks over a few of his own. About the falls and the blowers. Yeah. Vic's broidered a bit about the last few blowers he's seen. Scares the hell out of Brennan. He says, "I've got winners to ride, mate." He says, "This whole place will blow up one day. I'm out here tomorrow."
That Victor. Can't help but like him though. Possums! Don't know how they keep getting in. I asked Henry to get up and have a look and he almost fell off fooling around up there. Ben didn't do any better. I'll get up there myself.
Oh, no, don't do anything. I'll get up there tomorrow and have a look after work.
How about I make us that cocoa and help you sleep?
Oh, no. No, don't do anything. We'll all be here tomorrow. Come on, let's go to bed.
See them walk through the graveyard to the bell's solemn toll, as they know all too clearly the real price of coal. See the grass growing green
was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There was still no wind. The cold, clear air had a sharpness to it. The village was strangely still and silent.
In the arbitration court at Wollongong, a safety issue concerning Mount Kembla Mine was being heard.
In Mount Kembla Mine itself, both the first shift and the back shift were underground. 261 men were all working in the mine.
22 on the surface.
There were 200 children in the Mount Kembla school. Some were receiving religious instruction. The rest were having dictation.
The issue before us, gentlemen, is one of mine safety.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Under the date 31st July 1902, you will write...
The removal of pillars and subsequent roof falls is what we are investigating.
Jimmy, where are you?
Moderation in consumption is essential...
Would the manager of Mount Kembla Mine please take the stand?
Jimmy!
...to the preservation... It was as if the mountain convulsed.
All the doctors and managers are wanted at once at Kembla. A terrible accident has happened. It is only natural that those representing the miners will want to attend also. Mr. Ritchie, as General Secretary, will of course be needed. I am most dreadfully sorry. This court is adjourned until 9:30 a.m. Friday the 1st of August, 1902. The miners' advocate Lysart saw the smoke rise over Kembla. You can pack it up now, he said. The bugger's gone up.
Everybody ran. All the women. Once you got a bit of a way up the rise, you could look back and see them all streaming up the mountain. The road choked with carts and horses, anything to get to the pit. But the women, mostly they just ran.
Radical disaster! Mount Kembla Mine explosion!
The house rocked to its foundations. Then a great cloud of black smoke and the sun blacked out. Children pouring out of school heading home. Mothers running. Little ones trailing. Terrible scene at pits on both ships in mine.
Stretchers, more stretchers, someone get more stretchers!
Everywhere there was horror. Smoking debris and underneath, dead and injured men. Victor! Victor!
Toll Mount, Jacob Nelson, 14!
Victor Treasure, have you seen him?
I don't know what I've seen some with their skin burned off. Their mothers wouldn't recognise them. Some in pieces.
He was in the pit with Eddie Markwell!
There'll be no reaching anyone until we get more safety lamps. Stretchers, please keep the stretchers moving over here. Look, they're taking all the bodies to the blacksmith shop. Doctors are on their way, and Rogers is on his way from Wollongong.
Young Cook is dead. Alexander Morrison, 15. William Walker, 18. John Walker, 16. Claude Stafford, 17. Albert Skilling, 15. All dead.
Oh God! Elsie, has anyone heard anything about us?
They're taking the bodies over to the blacksmith shop. They've got the wounded over near there.
It's not Andy, Mr. Markle. It's the Deputy Frank Nungy. Andy's in back in there helping someone from where we travelled. I've got his watch here. It's have to give it to Mrs. Nungy. He's been blown apart, he has. I just wish there was something I could do to make it easy for him.
I'll do it. Hannah, you stay here and make the music, Andy. Elsie and I'll go with Victor.
No.
You've chosen a hard road. Deputy Frank Junkie found close to the source of the blast, shockingly mutilated.
I stood there watching the tunnel. The men going back and forth, carrying out more and more dead. The ones near the fallen entrance and under the fallen building. See, there wasn't enough of anything. You couldn't go in with a flare lamp, and there just weren't enough safety lamps. There weren't even enough stretchers. They were trying to make them out of anything they had.
Purcell, Morrison, Walker, Smith, Lane and Son, Morris, the Aikens, the Muirs, Burns, all dead.
Wonderful Pig! We found Mrs. Markwell! Big over here! He came out of the number 6 shop. Mum knew it was him. They're getting a wagon ready to take him to Wollongong. He's in pretty bad shape, but he's out.
Richie and the others are coming from Wollongong. We're not going to be able to hold back that crowd.
Trissida! My son Tom! Has anybody seen my son Tom?
Sorry, Mr. Rogers. Those that got out, we put in the blacksmith's shop. There's no other building. Your son could be in there. There's no way of knowing.
Oh, you seem to know what you're doing. We'll go in deeper when they bring the more safety lamps. Sergeant Baker is bringing a police rescue team.
Any news of Andy?
No, I haven't seen him. Look, Vic, you know what he's like. He's got me helping blokes.
That'd be Andy. Oh my God, all these women. Every woman in the village must be here. I just wish I could make it easy for them. Come on, give us a hand!
You know, Lil was just marvellous. Ben was so badly burned around his face and his clothes, I didn't recognise him. But Lil did, and she was there with the sleeves rolled up, just trying to make things decent. Sergeant Bates came with the police rescue from Wollongong, but they only had one stretcher between them. They brought lamps from Corrimal, South Bulli, even Helensburgh, but by then it was too late. My Henry got out. He and two others said their lamps were blown out, but they tied themselves to a wheeler's horse and it led them out. And then straight back in he went with Dave Ritchie's team. They were the first to break into the #1 right.
There's 3 women walked over from Bulli, Hannah. They'll know what it's about. No news of Andy. Light's failing. Major McCabe's taken McMurray's and some of the others to go down deeper. What's as dumb she's been. Poor woman. We did our best.
The McCabe party got into gas. McCabe went down and McMurray wouldn't leave him. The others pulled back and they got themselves out. Mostly, you know, the men did get themselves out. Not all of them.
We found him. So bad for him. He was slowed down trying to help 2 bodies. They're all dead.
Major McCabe was buried in Wollongong with 4 military honours. Thousands came.
Mickey Brennan was buried within the pit itself. They never did find his body.
They found the manager's son, Tom, buried not far from the mouth. Someone had put their poo-poo to the top of the fall.
Soccer 11 were all in the pit that day. 8 of them died. While I draw this fleeting breath, when my eyelids close in death, when I soar to worlds unknown, see beyond thy judgment throne, shower of ages left on me. Let me hide myself in thee.
A plot of land was chosen for burial at Windy Gully.
There were some men who had no body. They buried these unclaimed ones in a mass grave. It was never marked.
Strangers came asking questions.
Old woman, can you tell me the cost for the coal that is burning? What have you lost?
I lost me my own son, not 30 years old. They carried him in so still and so cold. Young woman, can you tell me the cost
And as I grow old, I'll always remember the price of the coal.
No one could ever take Andy's place. It was so quiet without him. Then got better, but he was never the same again. Henry now, he went back down the mine. It started up just 7 weeks after the explosion. Company had big orders to fill. I'll be home from school soon. There's a piece for him on the tin dish, under the kitchen bench, under the throwover. We started a royal commission. We've all had to answer questions. They won't bring one of them back. But they don't use the naked flame anymore in Kembla.